Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P.HIILOSOPHY, Thinking Right out here in my lab. It's the classroom because I've got lessons from the book. I'm going to be doing a nice chapter of good information. If you're a right thinker, this is the stuff that you like. Let's go. Rightisms, 25 rules live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in my stories for life. I give life lessons. You tune in to receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking, mission, and I'm on it, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking's way of life through mental and spiritual discipline. Practice daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to, know thyself. See where we're going with this? Let's get that together. So I asked the question, do you know you? Oh, you will when I'm through. That's what I do. It's rhetorical, but if you know how to answer it for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. I appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm your spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself and two. Might be true. I'm still in the book. I just got finished going through the different philosophies. We're still in what the Indian philosophy. I'm going to give you 8 different concepts from their philosophical concept. Then I'm going to take you to the chronology of the Egyptian philosophies and the chronology of the Indian philosophy. And I got a bunch of more coming up for you. I got the Jewish philosophy. I got the Buddhist will. I got a whole bunch of information that if you're the right thinker, these are things that you like to learn about, just like I like to teach about. That's what I call it now, the classroom, to teach about to teach. Get comfortable, pay attention. You might learn something. I just gave the concept of the 3 bodies and the 5 sheaths. They was compared to the Egyptian belief of the 9 parts of the spirit. Gave that lesson a while ago. But including the Ba, or the Supreme Soul, when it's considered that the Vedantic system of India proposes the 8 parts of the spirit plus the Supreme Self, aka they call theirs the Atman. Brahman, the similar appears almost exactly in the theme and in number to the Egyptian philosophy. So let's talk about it right quick. Now, when you practice the yoga as it developed in India around the year, listen to the time, 1000 BCE. Understand that the Egyptian chronology goes back to 10,000 BCE. So we couldn't have copied it from them. They had to gotten it from us. So understand that. So from the India's yoga concept, practice from 1000 BCE to 100 BCE, it was classified, listen, as a science with 8 steps. Okay? Their correspondence to the Egyptian system will become pretty much evident. I'm going to break that down for you. That's what I wanted to show you. They had the same thing, different thing, but the same goal. I was going to say religion, all of it the same. Presented different, gave different concept, but they all is to get you to what? Know yourself, get to God. So there's no wrong way. I don't know why my stuff ain't ringing. I don't like that, but okay. How you go? So let's go. But when they practice, these are the philosophy that you can practice and manifest. So you can't say, well, his philosophy don't work. No, you practice it, they all work. That's the point. First, it's 8 of them. Let's talk about them. The first thing, tell me this sounds familiar. This is the Indian yoga philosophy. It says self-control is called Yama, Y-A-M-A. That means nonviolence, truthfulness, chastity, and avoidance of greed. Sound like the ego, right? Pretty much concept. 2, practice of virtue, one of my favorites. This is called Na-Yama, and it means actions to avoid in order to maintain your Yama, your self-control. Things you need to avoid. That's number 2. Number 3, posture, asana. That means the condition the body in proper mind and body meditation. Daily meditation, daily exercise, keeping the body, mind, and spirit all in what? Line with oneself. Breathing, number 4. Breathing control. Pranayama, they call it. Pranayama. That means being able to control one's breath. And by controlling the life force, certain techniques you can use to circulate the blood, oxygen to throughout the body a little different. That's why that ain't breathing. Okay, there's techniques to breathe to get the blood flowing. And by controlling this life force is controlling one's mind, being able to slow down the heart rate, calm yourself down. Those are things that you can master and control with practice over time. Number 5, restraint. That's pratyahara. That means self-discipline in their sense organs to avoid overindulgence. That means maintaining your balance in your anything you do and your physical temptations of body, food, sex, drug, etc. Maintain the balance. Understand too much anything ain't good, be it good or bad. Simple. So balance is always, that's called restraint. Pratyahara. Number 6, studying one's mind. That's called Harana. Practice meditation daily by focusing one's mind, aka concentrating on the mental aspects on one subject over a short period of time. Focus on one thing, mindset. Meditate. Okay? I do 10, 15. I don't need to be in meditative mode no, I don't need that. I do it daily. I keep enough just to do what I need to do for myself. Remember, a little bit of something is better than a whole lot of nothing. A whole lot every now and then don't work either. All right, but remember, consistency. That's what gets it done. Meditation is important to be done daily. It's called Hayana. And that's when the object of your concentration, which you focus on, engulfs your entire mind and your full concentration and continues spontaneously. I call myself being God conscious, meaning when something negative or something that I know wrong, automatic reference, don't do that. Why? That ain't right. That's the built-in safety mechanism to keep you on the right track. That's all. Some people don't have that. They radar don't go out till way late. No. Look, the idea is to prevention of a bad situation. That's what the warning signs are for, to prevent the bad situation. If you go past the warning signs, they was there. You just went by them and you end up in the situation you're in. Again, control, pay attention. Last one, number 8, deep meditation. That's called samadhi. That's when you reach the level of self-knowledge. You reach the level of peace within oneself. You can go there anytime. I learned how to calm myself down by taking me right to that spot. Samadhi. Okay? That means what? Personality dissolves. Your ego personality dissolves temporarily into the object of your meditation and the experience of superconsciousness, extrasensory perception. That's you focusing on whatever you need to do and be laser focused. Superconscious. That's superpower. Oh, he got ESPN. No, ESP, extrasensory perception. That means your perceptions is really laser focused. And those who meditate understands that. Why? I get information downloaded to me. I don't know everything, but for some reason, I get information that I didn't study for. That's no meditative state. That's what I know about that. That's how I know. 10 years in running, I got pretty good at it. All right, so it's normal. Now, in your Yoga Sutras, the sage Patanjali, Now he came around circa 200 BCE when they were still practicing this concept, yoga. And now the following instructions was given for you, the practitioner of yoga. It says, yoga is the intentional stopping of mind stuff. That means bad thoughts, negative thoughts, stuff that's irrelevant. Learn how to just block it out. Man, it just popped up. It just popped up. No, but you got to be able to control the pop-ups. That's what they teach you. That's what meditation is for. Get rid of yesterday's knowledge and understand new information, flush it out, and be prepared for something new. Keep your cup of knowledge and understanding empty. That's what meditation does. It empties out the cup so that today you got full open cup to do what you need to do to receive all the things that you could. Now we're going over here to chronology. It's two sides. This is the Egyptian and this is India. And the idea of chronology is time. I'm going to give you time when it started, when they finished, okay? This is important about knowing when it was. And nothing in here is biblical. Well, why not? It wasn't around yet. We before that time. That's why. This is real history, ancient, before the Bible. The sage, at times, it says, okay, Sutra 4, this is yoga concepts, that says sutras. Now, Sutra 4, it says, at time when the mind stuff flows indiscriminately, meaning you just scatterbrain. Anything that pop your mind, you're going to act on it. You're going to bring it up, talk about it. Some stuff, just let it go. It's useless. All information ain't needed or useful information. Just because it's information, you might not need it. You got to make the determination. Your discernment should be able to decide, do I want that? No, I don't need that nonsense. Moving on, that's all. But when the mind stuff flows indiscriminately, that means you, the seer, you become identified with what some of those thought ways, and you start to act on them. Creation came up with a thought. Ptah thought of himself into existence, created himself from utterance of Heka, power. But that sage Patanjali, he goes on to say and try to explain that due to the identification of the seer, which is oneself, your true self, your higher self, Haru, with the thoughts, we believe ourselves to what? Be mortal. He thought that's all it was. That's it. This is it. When it's over, the party's over. He wasn't spiritually enlightened. Okay, that wasn't his fault. Wasn't mine either. But that's just what it was. Okay, I wasn't either. I'm following him. Moving on. So when you believe you're mortal and you're limited, instead of knowing difference and understanding you are immortal and immutable, you are spiritual beings having a human experience. Every human being don't know that. Every human being is not conscious of that. So it ain't like everybody knows that. No, everybody broadcasting, you're spiritual being. No, we human being. So my job is to help out and do the best I could. So that's why I'm here doing what I do for you. He further says that there is no need to worry. Why? Because through the steady practice and the study of your right thinking philosophy, your yoga, by dispassion and daily devotion and right thinking of the mind, controlling and your exercise and meditation, you put all that together. Even the most unruly mind can be controlled. With the right philosophy, with the right concept, with the right understanding, you get them every time. Some need a little different. Some is easier, some are harder, but you get them every time, okay? Thus, you, the individual, now you're able to discover your true self. Well, I know who I am. I'm sure that y'all know I'm just fun. I want to mention, no, that ain't your true self. That's who you identify with. Your true self is who you got to find out who you really are. Hence, know thyself. So when the cheetah, in India, my man says this all the time, I know what it is now, chitta, Chitta, that means thoughts, thought waves, and they should be controlled, like the ego. They call it cheetah, we call it the ego. It has to be controlled. It has to be under control. Your thoughts need to be yours, not random. No. So that's the difference. But same thing. All right? And it is as if one looks at oneself through colored sunglasses and what? Believe oneself to be that color. So if you wear sunglasses that are yellow hue, everything looks yellow, okay? Green, blue, whatever, okay. Not the real you. Excuse me. But in the same way, discipline, right thinking philosophy, or any yoga is a process to uncover the eyes from your illusions, your ignorance of yourself and of your mind, your thought process to what? To become enlightened with knowledge and understanding of how to think right, do right, and be right with practice of a philosophy that was laid out for over 10,000 years ago. Let's talk about the chronology of Egyptian philosophy. Listen to the date. The sky god, the realm of light and day, Netta we called it. That Netta is androgynous. The spirit is androgynous. They call Haru the what? The great he, she. Why? Because it's half man, half woman. In India, Krishna half one side male, other side female. As a Mason, when we come into the order, at one time, you just stand there and draw trial. Two-ball king, yeah, okay, good. Now, so they getting that little, I guess they got away from that. I ain't got a problem with that. But now it's what? Naked left breast. Why? Because the right side is male, left side is suspect. So we got to make sure your left side is not a breast and it's the chest of a man. That's why. Look, inside information. All right. Symbology. And all encompasses, which is the drivenness, the spirit, is all encompassing, is considered to be the absolute, and it's nameless. We call God by different names. He don't care. Don't make a difference to him. So he's a nameless being, later identified by anybody who practices a philosophy or belief system. They got a name. And with ours, Ra Haru, which is the Sphinx, oldest monument known. Beastly bottom by nature. Consciousness, man have given consciousness from God to know who he is, to remember himself, to know thyself. That's been the concept since forever. It's 10,000 years. Now, we're going to work from 10,000 years back because the Sphinx is ours. We know that. Okay. Been there, done that. Okay. But the concept then was you got to raise from the beastly nature to your higher nature. It ain't changed. One man said, I've been watching you for the last 5 years. You still say the same thing. It ain't going to change. It's just, it is what it is. All right. And we call it Ra the Sphinx. Okay. Haru, the Sphinx. And when a yoga of spirituality, we call Ra Buto. Okay, that started back in 10,000 years ago. That's the serpent with wings. That was the spirit. And that's why it goes for male and female. It started 10,000 years BCE. And know what it ended? I hate this year. I hate it. 600 ACE. That's when they shut all the Egyptian temples down. All the philosophical principles that Egyptians stood for were shut down. That upsets me. Take it personal. And watch this. Now, the pyramid text. The pyramid text is the Egyptian book of coming forth by day because they found it in the burials and sarcophagus of the dead people. They call it the book of the dead. But the person who wrote it knew what he was doing when he was alive. He described everything he needed to do, getting ready, preparing himself for the afterlife. That's where it came from. But you got the 42 Confessions of Maya. I live by that to this day. Over 30 years ago, I got that poster, looked at it, started studying. I wasn't even in the ballpark. I'm talking the 10 Commandments now. 42, I wasn't even, a few of them, yeah, but that was all the basics. I didn't get past the basics, so I wasn't a good dude. That's my point. I wasn't a good dude. Okay, according to that. Now, I'm a good dude according to that. Moving on, that's my point. And you can make it happen. Why? Just practice it. No, don't talk about practice it, implement it, and you'll find out for yourself if it works. But the pyramid text, which was Asar, Haru, and Aset, father, mother, and son. And God is the soul that's in Asar, the spirit. And spirit becoming matter, Asar, in our philosophy, philosophical concept, mythology story, Asar, the original man, not Adam. First of all, okay, they got the A, right? But Asar is what spirit made matter, physical. That's why. And with that comes his wife or sister, Aset. She represents wisdom and intuitive knowledge and magic, okay, within herself. And that's the concept. And what's this? This started, you had the soul of all men and women. This was a philosophy that started 10,000 BCE and went on to at least 5,500 BCE. So that philosophy been pushed out the way. Indian been in the running at this point in time. Why? We got a whole bunch of other stuff coming up. I'm about to show you. We still at 5,000 BCE. Still ain't heard nothing about Christianity yet, right? Okay, understand that. You ain't heard nothing about nothing else. Just Egyptian, right? This commit, right? Watch this. Now, when we get down, you got Amen Ra Ptah. That's different. Three different places in Egypt. Well, not Egypt, but in Africa, that they worship different gods. Amun, the Trinity of God, the triangle. Amun's the hidden part. Ra, the visible. Ptah is the manifested. They call Haru, which is the spirit, the offspring, which is in us. Haru, the spirit that's in me and you. I keep reiterating that. And every god had an opposite, a female, male and female. You can't have man by itself, woman by itself. No, it didn't work that way. So you had Amun had Aminet, Ra had Rai, R-A-I or R-A-T, Rat. And Ptah had Sekhmet, bad girl, in their own rights. And you have always what they call male and female trinity, complementary opposites. Two opposites come together to make a whole. All right. And that was running from 5,500 BCE, and it was in play until 600 ACE. Shut it down. Moving on, the gods of Heliopolis. Now these are the gods of Memphis. Okay, next we got the gods of Heliopolis. They represented. I gave you the 9 gods: Shu, air; Tough, Nut, moist air; Geb, earth; Nut, heaven; Asar, the first spirit in man. That's spirit, soul. Aset, wisdom, intuitive knowledge, his sister. Set, the ego. Y'all call him the devil. But Set is one's ego who we identify with. Everybody got one. Nefet, she represents mortality. And the other half of her sister Set, twins. Haru is that means Haru the Great, grown, full blown. You know, did everything you need to do. You master oneself while on earth. That's how you get to be great. Het Haru is his opposite. Okay, they have 4 kids. They went from 5,000 BCE to again 600 ACE. They shut everything from Egyptian. Everything, shut it down. Why? They wanted to implement Christianity. But pay attention. Pay attention. What you thought don't mean nothing. What you need to know is what you should be listening to and paying attention to. I'm trying to get that to you now. Let's go. The gods of Memphis was Ptah, Atum, Haru, and his wife, Ptah's wife, was Sekhmet, female serpent power. She is the destructive one. She do work. You don't want to mess with her. All right. But you got the 9 gods for them, the 8 gods for them was Noon, primeval waters, opposite Nunet. That was heaven. Just like Geb is earth, Noon was earth, here, Nunet is heaven. Different places, same concept. All right. Then you got Hu, boundlessness. Then you got Huet, which is boundaries. You got Kuk, which represents darkness, or Set, ignorance. And Kuket represents light, knowledge. Again, all different things, but meaning the same thing. Getting it there. Amun, hidden. Amenet, manifest, seen. This philosophy was in play from 5,500 BCE to 600 ACE. Again, wrapping it up. You got the gods of Heliopolis, the male-female principles in creation. Again, you can't have one without the other. You got existence, non-existence. You got endlessness, in. You got inertness, movement. Darkness, light. Those opposites. That's the philosophy of Mayat, which means duality. Opposites working together in harmony to make a complete. Now, that was the chronology of the Egyptian concept. It went from 10,000, 5,000, but it lasted to 600 ACE. Watch this. Now, a breakdown of the chronology of the Indian philosophy, the pre-Iranian, yoga of spirituality. They use what they call Kundalini, serpent, okay? The Dravidians of the Indus Valley culture, they were familiar with their concept, their philosophy from 2500 BCE. They lasted for 1,000 years until 1500 BCE. Remember the number, 1500. The Aryan influenced the Vedas. They called the Atman, Brahmin. They had the Maya. This is the path of what they call ritualism. They practice these rituals, okay? And they also call them social casting, hierarchy, middle class, lower class, all right? And from 1500 BCE to 1000 BCE, that was somebody's philosophy. They practiced for about 500 years. And now Jainism, I just gave a breakdown for them, they came around 1200 BCE. So everybody's coming up with a philosophical yoga concept that suited their time and their culture, which is fine. And around the same era, 1200 BCE. And then you got my boys, the Upanishads. Remember them? They had a non-dualism, a non-ritualistic philosophy of what? Renunciation of the world, of the illusion and pain, suffering. They figure we suffer because we desire. We desire because our ego or the flesh wants things. When you get past that, that's to them was enlightenment. Okay? Raising above the normal. And that was brought on from to 800 BCE. Then you got the Krishna cult. Here we go, Indian devotion. My guy Sadhguru, he practiced this. They practiced devotion to divinity God. From 800 BCE to 500 BCE, little short reign, but they're still active to this day. They're still doing their thing, okay, respect. Now you got the Samkhya philosophy. That's the complementary dualism, which is the opposite of the same thing as Maya philosophy. They came around 700 BCE. You notice all these is coming down this way. All this started coming into effect after what? We cut all the Egypt. Everybody got some philosophy that they live by, which is fine. And you got, how about this one? You got the Greek and the Mongol influence. From 1200 BCE to 700 BCE, the original Greeks were black. They called them the Mauryans or something. But yeah, they was black too, okay? And Buddha, my man. Now, this philosophy, I put attention like because it gives you more philosophical perspective, ain't so much on God, everything God. So, what the Buddha? Buddha is non-ritualistic, non-dualistic, non-deistic, okay, philosophy. It started around 500 BCE and it ended again 600 ACE. Why everything 600? What the hell was y'all doing then that y'all want to shut everything else down and just have it y'all way? That's what it sounded like to me from studying them. They had real issue with everything that went against what they wanted, and that's what they've been pushing on us ever since. That's my point. I'm trying to get you to see that for yourself. Okay, now they got a book called the Mahabharata. Okay, it's the Bhagavad Gita. It's their philosophical concepts about the world, creation, the beginning. They got their own story. Beautiful, perfect, and it pretty much mirrors the Egyptians. Not same name, but everything else is the same. I've got that for you coming up. But their idea was uniting the principles of what? All the previous philosophies as a way to reach what they call moksha. Moksha. But in Egyptian, we called it karma yoga, and they called it bhakti yoga and jnana yoga. All this is forming the basis for what a synthesis of the Hinduism concept philosophy, which started at 500 BCE around to 200 BCE. And then you got the laws of Manu, which started around 200 BCE and still in effect to this day. Some philosophies are still being practiced to this day. I'm gonna stop right here. I see the clock. Oh yeah, I gotta stop to shut it down. But I got more. See, that's what I'm saying. I'm teaching now, so I'm just rolling. This information's only for you true, really right thinkers. We in school right now. Hope you enjoy the lesson. I got to go right now, but in closing, right thinkers, may you all live to be 100. Me 100 months a day. So I never know that my right thinkers who get the information they need before time is up have passed away. I'll be right back.